It is Monday, June 28th, 2021. Welcome into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Today we're looking back on a busy big money weekend for both World of Outlaws series. We've got Silver Crown, Dirt Cup, and Summer Nationals results, and we look ahead to this week's Pennsylvania Speed Week action, so let's jump in. The Jackson Nationals for the World of Outlaws sprint cars wrapped up yesterday after the finale was rained out on Saturday night. Going back to Friday, Kerry Madsen picked up where he left off from Thursday night. He slipped past early leader Carson Macedo on lap 13 and drove away to his second win in as many nights in that Tony Stewart Racing 14. Macedo finished second, Logan Schuchart third, Brad Sweet fourth, and Shane Golobic completed the top five. Gio Scelzi had a big 24th to 8th run to grab the night's Hard Charger award. On Sunday, in the 35-lap, 50,000 to win finale, Logan Schuchart sat on the pole, but it was third starting David Gravel who made a big move on the opening lap to grab the early lead. He was out front until lap 8 when Schuchart was able to slide by him following a caution for Donnie Schatz, who had an expired engine. From that point, Schuchart went unchallenged the rest of the way. He knifed his way through lap traffic and drove to his second consecutive Jackson Nationals win and the $50,000 payday. Gravel, Sweet, Madsen, and Macedo rounded out the top five. The win was Schuchart's third of the season, and he's been rolling along really nicely here in the last 6 weeks or so. He's got 15 top 10 finishes in his last 16 starts, including wins now at Jackson and Bridgeport and 6 podium runs. He never finished worse than third in the 3 nights at Jackson, and he's moved himself back into the top 5 in the standings, with Donnie Schatz having issues through the weekend. Schatz crashed in a heat race Thursday and ended up battling back to 11th in that night's feature. He finished 12th on Saturday and then had those engine issues Sunday and ended up 22nd. Out front in the standings, Sweet crept away by 4 more points, with the gap back to Gravel now 60. Macedo is third, 120 points back. Barring some sort of insane run now from James McFadden, the top 7 in the points shouldn't change the rest of the way. Reitzel has nearly 300 points on J-Mac back to 8th. It'll just be a matter of kind of who finishes where in that top 7. After winning the big money at Huset's, Aaron Reitzel had 3 straight nights at Jackson outside the top 10, certainly not what he was looking for. With Macedo picking up some blemishes, I think this is probably a 2-horse race now between Sweet and Gravel the rest of the way. The Outlaws are back this weekend at Cedar Lake in Wisconsin for 2 nights. Brandon Sheppard won the opening feature of the Firecracker weekend back on Thursday night at Lernerville, but the remaining 2 days belonged to Brandon Overton. In Friday's second prelim feature that went caution-free, he slipped by pole sitter Mark Whitener and led the rest of the way for the $6,000 score. Local favorite Mike Norris ended up second. Whitener, who was actually driving for Big Frog Motorsports, ended up third. Dennis Erb Jr. was fourth, and Brandon Sheppard rounded out the top 5. Chris Madden, who we've been keeping an eye on in the point standings, was 9th on the night, and he did give up more ground to Sheppy in the standings. On Saturday night in the 100-lap 30,000 win finale, Madden led the first 40 from the pole, but he admitted afterwards they missed the setup a bit. Overton started 4th and was able to run Madden down before halfway. He took the lead on lap 41 and never looked back, grabbing his 3rd Outlaw win of the season and yet another big money race. Madden, Erb, Lanigan, and Sheppard completed the top 5. Lanigan actually had a nice 21st to 4th run in that race. With a win and 2 fifth-place finishes, Sheppard has stretched the points lead to now 58 over Madden. If you figure 2 points per position, as we've talked about before, Madden is about 29 feature spots behind Sheppard right now. We aren't quite halfway finished with the season, so there's still plenty of time for Madden to make some moves here. Bishop is the hottest driver in the series right now with an average finish of 3.4 over the last 5 races. As for Overton, he just continues to show why he's one of the top drivers in the sport at the moment. When the big money's on the line, he shows up and wins. I'm not really a power rankings guy, but there's a pretty easy argument to be made why he should be atop any such list right now. He's won 7 of his last 8 dirt late model starts, which includes the Dream Sweep and the wins this weekend with the Firecracker. In a year where we've seen so much parity, Overton is starting to establish himself as the top guy. The Outlaws are back July 9th and 10th for 2 shows at Jackson Motorplex in Minnesota. And speaking of National Late Model Tours, Lucas was supposed to be at Deer Creek Speedway this past weekend for the Gopher 50, but both nights were lost to rain. They will not be made up. The series is back this weekend for 2 shows in Ohio, Friday at Portsmouth and Saturday at Muskingum County. Tim McCready continues to lead Hudson O'Neill and Jonathan Davenport in the standings. On Saturday night at Eldora, as part of the SRX program, the Silver Crown Series was in action for 50 laps at the famed Ohio dirt track. Tyler Courtney has been having an incredible season in the winged sprint car, but he's kind of become a threat in anything he jumps in. And the Silver Crown competitors were just his next victims. Sunshine started on the outside pole and led every lap en route to his first series win of 2021. He was driving for Chris Dyson. Chris Windom, Cody Swanson, Kevin Thomas Jr., and Brady Bacon completed the top 5. We've now had 3 different winners in 3 Silver Crown races so far. Shane Cottle is the only driver to finish top 10 in all 3 events, and because of that, he's the current points leader by 28 over Cody Swanson, with Windham 3rd, Justin Grant 4th, and Logan Seavey in 5th. Next on the calendar is the Rich Vogler Classic at Winchester on July 22nd. I finally went ahead and grabbed a MAV TV Plus subscription over the weekend. I normally use Dirt on Dirt to catch the extended Lucas highlights, but I wanted to check out the Dirt Cup for the ASCS National Tour, and MAV TV Plus was the only place to do that. I shouldn't say the only place to do that. It was the only subscription service that was able to do that. That was available as pay-per-view on a couple of the other different services. And also, since they have past races available on demand, I'll probably check out a bunch more stuff over there at MAV TV Plus, including some of the Power Eye races. Dominic Scelzi bagged the Friday night Dirt Cup prelim win over Colton Heath and Dylan Westbrook. On Saturday night in the finale, we had a wild finish. Scelzi actually led the first 22 laps, but Blake Hahn, who won the Thursday feature, ran him down in lap traffic and took the lead on lap 23. Inside 10 to go, though, there was big trouble for Hahn. The lap car of Robbie Price flipped in turn 3 in front of the leaders, and Hahn had absolutely nowhere to go. He ended up with a bunch of damage, including the top wing, but his crew and several others were able to get the car fixed and get him back out on the track. He did end up later in 10th. Hahn was so distraught after the incident that he actually got out of the car in the work area, but his guys got him going again, which was really good to see. The trouble for Hahn handed the lead back to Scelzi, who went on to grab the $15,000 Dirt Cup win. Trey Starks, Matt Covington, Ryan Robinson, and Seth Bergman were the rest of the top 5. Leaving the weekend, though, even with the issues, Hahn has taken control of the ASCS points, with Covington and JJ Hickle chasing him from behind. Due to poor weather, the Saturday and Sunday Summer National shows at Peevely and Jacksonville were lost. The series did compete Friday night at Sycamore Speedway, and after not winning during the opening week of the schedule, Brian Shirley ended week 2 winning both of the features that were completed. He led every lap on Friday at Sycamore, holding off Bobby Pierce in lap traffic to earn his 35th career Summer Nationals victory. Pierce, Ashton Winger, Ryan Unzicker, and Jason Fager completed the top 5. With 7 race nights now in the books, Bobby Pierce leads Tanner English by 31 points in the standings, with Shirley, Winger, and Unzicker the rest of the top 5. And Nick Hoffman stayed absolutely white hot in his modified. He bagged win number 7 at Sycamore. Incredibly still, he's led every single lap through the first 7 nights and has double the number of points right now that second place Tyler Nicely has in the standings. It's just absolutely insane. The Summer Nationals and Modified Nationals are off today and tomorrow, with action getting back underway on Wednesday at Beaver Dam for Week 3. Looking ahead to tonight, if you're a sprint car fan, make sure you tune into night number 4 of Pennsylvania Speed Week from Lincoln Speedway. Lance DeWeese won the opener on Friday night at Williams Grove, and Brent Marks went back-to-back on Saturday at Lincoln and Sunday at BAPS. Marks is the current Speed Week points leader, but things are going to ramp up in a big way tonight, with Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell heading into race. Larson is running 4 nights this week in the Silva 57, while Bell is in action tonight and tomorrow with the Swindell Speed Lab 39. And besides the regular Central PA contingent, we've also seen guys like Paul McMahon, Justin Peck, Rico Abreu, Sam Haverteep, and a bunch of other guys racing. So should be a really fun couple of nights coming up. There are 2 items on the streaming schedule for today, both of those on Flow Racing. Like I just said, Pennsylvania Speed Week from Lincoln Speedway continues, and they have Flow Racing at 24/7. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Monday. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily where you get podcasts and YouTube. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and leave a review. You can follow DIRTRACKR on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DIRTRACKR, and you can check out the website for all kinds of cool dirt racing stuff by visiting DIRTRACKR.com. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.